If you ever find a trail marked 17 in the Appalachian Mountains, do not follow it. Because according to every official map, Trail 17 does not exist. A lone hiker discovered it late one afternoon. His GPS showed the main trail continuing straight ahead, but beside him was another path, narrow, overgrown, and nailed to a tree was an old wooden sign, Trail 17. He checked his phone again. Nothing. No trail. No road. Nothing should have been there. He should have kept walking. Instead, he stepped onto Trail 17. Less than 10 minutes later, he found a backpack hanging from a broken tree. It was soaked, covered in mud, and looked like it had been there for years. Inside was an old digital camera. The battery was somehow still alive. There was only one photograph. It showed the exact trail he was standing on. The date on the image was November 12th, 1998. Then he noticed something in the photograph. A man was standing between the trees, watching the camera. He put it back and kept moving. That was when he found the warning. Someone had carved 5 words deep into a tree. Don't turn around after sunset. He laughed, at first. Then he checked the time. The sun was already disappearing behind the mountains. He turned back toward the way he had come. The trail was gone. There were only trees. His phone had no signal. His GPS couldn't find his location. Then, something moved behind him. One step, then another. Slow, heavy. He remembered the warning. Don't turn around. So he walked. Whatever was behind him walked too. When he stopped, it stopped. Then he saw the cabin, an old wooden structure hidden between the trees. The door was already open. Inside, the walls were covered with photographs. Dozens of people, hikers, hunters, families. Some photographs looked decades old, others looked recent. Every person had one thing in common. They were standing somewhere on Trail 17. And underneath every photograph was a date. He moved his flashlight across the wall, then stopped. There was one empty space, a small nail, waiting for another photograph. Behind him, a Polaroid camera clicked. He froze. A photograph slowly slid onto the floor. He picked it up and watched the image appear. It was him, standing inside the cabin, taken only seconds earlier. But behind him in the photograph was something tall, thin, and almost human. He looked toward the doorway. Nothing. Then another Polaroid came out. In this one, the figure was closer. Another photograph. Closer again. He ran, straight through the forest. Branches tore at his jacket. He didn't look behind him. He just kept running. Until suddenly, he saw a cabin ahead. The same cabin. The same open door. He had been running in a circle. Inside, something new was waiting on the table. A piece of paper. 3 rules were written on it. Do not answer the voices. Do not leave the trail after midnight. And the final rule, if you see yourself, hide. Then he heard footsteps outside. A man appeared between the trees. Same jacket, same backpack, same face.
Rule 1.
It was him.
Never leave the trail after dark.
The other version
Rule 2.
smiled and
you see
pointed
yourself,
toward a narrow
hide.
path behind the cabin. For the first time that night, his GPS suddenly came back online. A road appeared on the screen, less than half a mile away. The duplicate kept pointing, so he followed it. Minutes later, he stumbled out of the forest. There was the road. His car was exactly where he'd left it. He got inside, walked the doors, and drove. Trail 17 disappeared behind him. He thought it was over, until he looked at the passenger window. His reflection was staring back at him. He wasn't smiling, but the reflection was. And according to the last entry in the Appalachian Horror Files, the man who entered Trail 17 that evening never returned. So if you're ever hiking in the Appalachians and you find an old wooden sign marked Trail 17, keep walking. And whatever you hear behind you, don't turn around.
Sir, are you okay?